Hi guys, so we're here today to talk about onions. It's almost time to harvest all my onions. I've harvested part of them and I'm getting ready to weigh in for Shed Wars. And I thought I'd just talk really quickly about onions and when to harvest them, because a lot of people don't know. We don't know. They don't have a sign that pops up and says harvest me. Or do they? Dun dun dun! Alright, so when an onion wants to be harvested, the top will start to die, right? And it usually will lay over onto the ground when it starts to die. And the reason it does this is because the top will close off. You know, when you buy an onion in the store, you don't usually have these greens on it. The top is closed off and you just have a nice onion with skin on it. So what this is going to do is this top's lying over. It's going to start skinning up more and more, and then we can harvest it from the ground at that time, or we could harvest it now and allow that to happen in another place. Maybe it's going to be raining for weeks and I want this onion harvested before the rain hits. So let's say you have a bunch of onions like down here and you want to harvest all of them, but you have a few days. What you can do is purposefully break the top down and leave this in place. Now, doing this, you want to make sure it's not going to be too incredibly sunny. A little known fact, onions and garlic sunburn. And if they sunburn, then the fruit itself gets kind of a green. Like this is a healthy green, but it gets, green like a potato will. And it's no good, and it'll also damage the fruit or the onion itself or the garlic, and it gets soft. So you want to make sure that it's kind of a cloudy day if you're going to do this, or you can just pull it out and take it over to something like a wheelbarrow to let it harden off, or cure is the proper term. Old timers say harden off, but whatever, in place. So let's go look at some I pulled earlier from the big garden that we're going to get ready to process today. Alright, so I pulled these onions a while ago. These have a thicker top stem on them. They went to seed, and I collected some of the seed, but I let the bottom, then I clipped off the seed so I could actually harvest some of the bottom. But you can see how that's nice and yellow. But because this has a really strong, what do you call this, scape, it doesn't fall over like these leaves do on this one. But this is what this onion will look like in a few weeks. It will just, the top will die all off, you'll get a nice skin on it, and then what we'll do is just clip this off and put it in another container and put it into storage. These just didn't get very big, and that's because I planted them late and I planted them in the shade. But I don't mind having small onions. I'll keep these for soups and stews, pop them in just whole after I peel them, so that works out really well for me. So anyway, that's how you find out when to harvest your onions. Let them cure for a week or so in a warm place out of the sun, and then cut off the tops and put them away for storage. So yeah, that's how you do it. Let me know if you have any questions. So you guys, I'm processing these onions, and I just cut the top of this onion off, and I see this weird thing in here. So what I basically have is one onion with kind of a second onion right here. So I'm going to just show this to you and explain a little bit about what this is. So this is an onion that overwintered. Last year was a small onion, like maybe like this, and it overwintered and grew into this, but this also bloomed and started growing. So when an onion overwinters, sometimes you'll get like this second twin that wants to grow with it. It's very strange. But you can just pull that off. This section is nice and healthy. So I've got one here that I've identified before I cut the top off. So you can see I've got that big hard scape that will gave the seeds. And then I also have this other top that died back like a regular onion. So if we peel this back, you're going to see that exact same thing again. So what I have is that onion that's healthy, and then the evil twin that's on the outside. That I don't know really why it does this. I have no idea, but it's from overwintering from one year to the next. So this part is just garbage, and I can also see that this is misshapen on the sides as well, so it looks like I have more to peel off here. This doesn't even really smell much like an onion, but once I get down to the base, see, I'm going to have to cure this again now. So now I have a regular old onion. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, that happens, like I said, with overwintered onions. I don't know if they're damaged or if they try to grow another head. I don't know. But it looks like I've got, here's another one, a few of them here. So I can tell, maybe a lot of these are, maybe that's why they've got this hard scape. So this top already died back, and this one, yep, here we go again. Same kind of a deal. Garbage. And then this non-onion kind of coating. So anyway, strange, but savable. Let's go ahead and peel off the weird stuff. It's really easy to see and feel what it is, so don't be afraid just to peel it off. And then that one's a lot of waste, but then I have a good onion right there. So again, I'll need to cure this off. So anyway, interesting. Thought you'd like to see that.